In a move shaking the foundation of Latin American politics and global diplomacy, the United States has just locked in a sweeping agreement with Panama, one that has sparked praise in Washington, outrage in Panama City, and concern in Beijing. The deal, branded as "First and Free," reopens former U.S. military bases in Panama under the pretext of joint training, disaster response, and humanitarian cooperation. But behind the press releases and polished language lies a deeper mission: to deter China's growing influence in the Western Hemisphere, especially over one of the world's most vital arteries for global trade, the Panama Canal. Once controlled by the U.S. for nearly a century, the canal was handed back to Panama in 1999 under the Torrijos-Carter treaties. It was supposed to mark the end of foreign control, the dawn of Panamanian sovereignty. But now, 25 years later, the canal is once again at the center of global power struggles. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth didn't mince words. Standing alongside Panamanian leaders, he declared the canal would be taken back from Chinese influence. He emphasized that this was about security, transparency, and freedom of navigation. But critics see something else entirely. Panama's opposition party has called it a camouflaged invasion. Protests have erupted in the capital. Banners read, "The canal is ours," and "No boots on our soil." Former diplomats and legal experts are warning that the new agreement could violate the Torrijos-Carter treaties that specifically ban any foreign military presence in Panama. So what's really going on? Over the past decade, China has steadily increased its presence in Latin America, investing in ports, infrastructure, and energy projects. In Panama alone, Chinese companies have won bids for canal-adjacent logistics hubs and have financed mega construction projects from bridges to digital networks. For Washington, it's not just economic, it's strategic. Control of the Panama Canal means control of one of the most essential choke points in the global supply chain. Nearly 6% of all global trade passes through it. And with tensions rising over Taiwan, South China Sea disputes, and tech wars, the U.S. sees China's creeping influence in Panama as a national security threat. The New Deal revives access to key military bases: Howard Air Force Base, Rodman Naval Base, and Fort Sherman, all of which were decommissioned in the late 90s. Under First and Free, the U.S. won't own these bases, but will have rotational presence, joint command operations, and intelligence sharing capabilities. Critics say that's just a new way of saying, boots on the ground. Panama's government has tried to calm the backlash, framing the agreement as a necessary step to boost disaster relief, counter drug trafficking, and improve cybersecurity. But leaked documents suggest the negotiations were heavily influenced by U.S. pressure, including incentives like debt forgiveness and trade boosts in exchange for military access. So where does this leave Panama? Some analysts warn that the country could be entering a dangerous balancing act. On one side, the U.S., a historic ally with immense power. On the other, China, a major investor and trade partner. Choosing sides may not be so easy, especially when both superpowers are pushing hard. Meanwhile, Beijing has responded with sharp rhetoric, calling the deal provocative and a violation of regional stability. Chinese state media accused the U.S. of neo-imperial behavior, while analysts speculate that China may retaliate by investing further in Nicaragua's proposed canal project, or ramping up its naval presence in the Pacific. Back in Panama, citizens are split. Some welcome the return of American partnership, especially after seeing the rise in cartel violence and economic instability. Others fear this is a step backward, a return to dependency and foreign control. One thing is clear: this isn't just about Panama. This is about the new Cold War between China and the United States, fought not with missiles, but with infrastructure, diplomacy, and influence. And once again, the Panama Canal, built, controlled, and then relinquished by the U.S., is the center of it all. Thanks for watching Avoice Podcast News, where we believe in saving lives, enhancing lives, and telling the truth behind the headlines that shape our world. If this story opened your eyes, share it. Because knowledge isn't just power, it's protection.